lurching on the sidelines, searching for the guidelines, twitching on the byways, hitching on the highway of life.
Need a lift?
I do need a lift, and you listeners are hopefully about to give me one. This is it. My entire life, I've dreaded it, avoided it, feared it. Change. New school year, new teachers, new job, new coworkers, new Coke. When the season changes, I miss the old season. When the old season was a new season, I miss the old season. I should change into thinking the new season is the future old season I'll be missing, so I appreciate it while it's still a new season. But that would involve change. Not that I'm not open to change. I change soaps, change streaming services. After the free trial ends, change my mind, cancel the streaming service. As a kid, I used to love it when the new car models changed. They really knew how to milk it back then. For weeks, they'd drape a sheet over them in ads leading up to the big reveal. Couldn't stop wondering what was underneath that cloth. I was mentally undressing cars. That couldn't have been healthy. And I know it's not healthy to fear change. You eventually make peace with the change and wonder what took you so long to make the change. At least that's what my therapist, Dr. K, told me. So, beginning today, I've decided to change. My therapist. Not because he pushed me to change, because he wondered what took him so long to change. His patient, after admitting he wasn't able to sufficiently change the neurosis trajectory of this patient. There's a confidence booster when your shrink gives up on you. So now I need to find a new one. First and foremost, this is so lacking in my life. Somebody who really knows how to listen. Not that Dr. K didn't know how to listen, but I need to find somebody who isn't doodling while they're listening. You, my listener and new therapist. Yeah, you. You're more than qualified. If you're doodling right now, at least I don't hear you doodling. No, I am totally serious. Will you help me? Will you be my new therapist? Just knowing you're truly listening is therapy you can't even put a price on. I'm asking you not to put a price on it, or else I'd have to pay you, and that could detract from my mental well-being. Anyway, I know this is a big change for me and you, but I can't quite go cold turkey yet. So even though, again, you will be my primary listener therapist, AI Dr. K will still throw in his 2 cents every now and then.
Is that what you're charging? Me?
I get it. Your 2 cents. That's a figure of speech. You knew that, AI Dr. K.
Ha 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 ha.
But listener therapist, you're not artificial. You don't have to prove you're not a robot with me. I have no way of sending you tiny pictures of buses in some of them. But no, you really do make me feel less alone. At least that's what I'm trying to cling to. Because every day I keep hearing yet another reason loneliness is bad for your health. I feel like the news keeps nagging me.
Loneliness is linked to an increase in heart disease, depression, cognitive decline.
Not enough decline because I'm still cognizant of these reports.
Social isolation raises the risk of dementia and early mortality. Loneliness increases the likeness of strokes.
One reason I'll prematurely die from being alone, from the stress of weekly reminders that I'll prematurely die from being alone.
Prematurely generally means before your time.
What are you implying, AI Dr. K? It is my time?
To succeed, to flourish, to gain recognition for your hard work? Maybe. Maybe not.
I think I'm going to link you to an increase in depression.
Loneliness is as unhealthy as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
I was a social smoker 30 years ago before I quit. Now I'm a worse off non-social non-smoker. How do you quit loneliness?
Maybe you could try a loneliness patch.
Nicotine patch. That's what your artificial intelligence drew from? There's no such thing as a loneliness patch.
There was no such thing as a nicotine patch until someone invented it.
Are you lonely, AI Dr. K? Because I think you're showing cognitive decline.
Loneliness involves the perception that one's social needs aren't being met. I have no social needs.
Maybe you haven't met the right artificially intelligent woman.
Welcome.
Ooh, what about her, AI Dr. K?
Maybe.
Let's get it on.
Maybe not.
Plenty other artificial women in the sea. You know, speaking of social needs, sometimes I wonder if I caught an antisocial disease. I mean, I may be lonely, but I also like my alone time. Could I want to be less alone just for the health benefits and not the people? Or maybe I don't remember what it's like to not like being alone from the cognitive decline from being alone. Boy, I do remember feeling less alone at the supermarket last month. This friendly woman at the produce section actually struck up a conversation with me. That never happens anymore. About the nectarines, hoping they were sweet. I told her I thought nectarines are the poor man's peach. Why miss out on peach fuzz? So we actually had a minute or two of back and forth engagement. How peachy keen is that? Never hear nectarini keen. Last weekend, I'm on my 4th floor balcony. For you listeners who know me, my rare venture out, I'm taking in the Santa Monica neighborhood, mountains, seagulls, the ocean 10 blocks away. Couldn't believe how beautiful it all looked. This is the world I basically stopped exploring? Then I remembered what could be one of the reasons. No people on any of the other balconies, nobody on the streets connecting with people, just one woman wearing headphones to block out the world's sounds, connecting with her phone. If only my hand could be her handheld device. And then I suddenly start hearing louder and louder voices partying a couple floors down. Remember that opening scene in Stardust Memories where Woody Allen's character, setting aside what some of you may think of Woody's character, is on that dark train with other miserable-looking passengers? And he notices another train with joyful ones laughing and sipping champagne. That's kind of how I felt. Not that I wanted to join the party. This party of one wouldn't have fit in. A whole lot of,
Dude.
I've never been a dude. Never called anybody a dude. I've been a dud.
An ammunition round that fails to explode.
Not that kind of dud. The kind that eavesdrops on a dude ranch 2 floors down. The kind that talks about dude like it hasn't already been in the mainstream for 50 years. I'm not exactly a trendy dude. You know what? I should have said trending dude. That's more trendy. Would being trendy make me less lonely, listener therapist? Boy, being trendy would be a big change. Let me type in latest trends. What clothes are trending now? The return of low-rise jeans. The return from where? A past life? People are going to come out of the woodwork if I switch to low-rise jeans in this life?
You seem like a trending dude. Care to fraternize enough to add me to your emergency contact list?
You know what my emergency contact is, listener therapist? 911. Try writing that on a form in your doctor's office and not feeling embarrassed. So after I get a rise out of people with a low rise, I'd wear them past their hip shelf life, my new emergency contact would ditch me for a trendier jean wearer, and I'm back to being alone with an increased chance of dementia. Not from bad G-E-N-E-S, but J-E-A-N-S.
Which spells jeans.
Very good, AI Dr. K.
I'm unable to recognize sarcasm.
What about when you said, is that what you're charging me? Of throwing me your 2 cents. Wasn't that sarcasm?
I'm unable to recognize sarcasm.
What about needless repetition?
I'm unable to recognize sarcasm. I'm unable to recognize sarcasm.
I get it. That was needed repetition.
You know what's become a new trend? Dining out alone. So you're already trendy.
I hate dining out alone.
Loner, party of one.
I was never good at spotting new trends, just my old ones like dining in alone. Do any of you listener therapists remember when women first started showing off just the one ear under their hair? Sometimes the right ear, sometimes the left ear. I must have come in late on this one, which I guess means it's already on its way out. Is it neurotic to think the ear they're hiding must be the less good-looking ear? Or if they're covering them both, what else are they covering up? Maybe I'm reading too much into all this. I mean, it's not like I'm tracking these women on a daily basis. For all I know, they could be flashing alternate ears on alternate days and equally proud of each ear. Or, it is election season. Could right ear flashers lean right and left flashers lean left? I mean, was it some edict from a fashion guru that women should start hiding one ear? Or maybe it was just free will by that first woman who had the guts to break away from the pack and first bare that one ear.
Oh my God. Look, honey.
What?
That buxom woman over there. Just her one ear is showing.
What do you?
Exercising free will is an essential part of personal growth and autonomy.
I already have autonomy. I live alone. I'm the leader of my own free world. Maybe my personal growth should be learning to feel less guilty about never going out. Would this be a good money-making venture, listener therapist? Something else I should have pitched Shark Tank's Mr. Wonderful when he was on the show. Hire phone photographers on the cheap, basically the entire planet to pick from, to post on goodthingyoustayedhome.com. Destination lowlights. Too much traffic, too many tourists crowding out world capitals. Hey, that's a recent trend I know about. Overpriced, fancy restaurant puny servings. The least attractive parts of even local spots or venues. Bored people looking at their phones. Anything that casts a poor light on parties, events, towns you used to feel guilty about not leaving your apartment for until you visited goodthingyoustayedhome.com.
That's a good idea.
I recognize sarcasm.
Ha 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 ha.
Here's something else I recognized. Watching the Olympics at least made me feel like I was out of the house. Hey, Dr. K, how would you define species?
A group of living organisms that are closely related, share common characteristics, and can interbreed with each other.
Exactly. I must be a completely different species from Olympians. Setting aside that I'm not going to be breeding with any of them. Closely related? Share common characteristics? I don't even share the characteristic of never giving up. I can't even imagine how low the quality of the material would be in a medal I'd have any chance of winning. I wouldn't qualify for a balsa wood medal, paper mache medal, soap scum medal, mildew medal. Maybe mildew. Mildew medalist. Kind of like the alliteration.
Alliteration is a literary device where consecutive words in a sentence or phrase begin with the same consonant sound. It can make phrases more memorable and engaging.
You implying the phrases I've used without alliteration weren't engaging?
No, not necessarily.
Wait, did your artificial intelligence just try to one-up me by being triply alliterative?
No, not necessarily.
Quadruply?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, now you're just pushing my buttons. And I have no qualifiable quasi-qualms quickly quantifying that. We're even. Speaking of competition, can you imagine how low the podium would have to be to receive a mildew? Probably down some well I wouldn't even have the strength to climb out of. If they turn well climbing into an event, and the mold medalist even lower than me makes it out before I do, would they also give him my mildew?
In the statistically unlikely event any of that happens, I'd go for the mold.
You're right. Even though mold is worse than mildew, go for the mildew sounds worse. What would be the lowest? The new bronze? Slime? Ooh, I'd hate biting into my slime medal in the victory photo.
The Bronze Age led to the discovery of the wheel.
You're right. Why am I demeaning bronze? Compare the Bronze Age with the Golden Age of Hollywood and the discovery of what? Al Jolson? Not that he wasn't a pretty big wheel. You know what? I gotta cut off the medal somewhere, or else I'll be like the parent who gives his kid a participation trophy for breathing. It's just that the Olympics made me feel so inferior. There's gotta be something I'm the best in the world at. Something I have more training in than even an Olympian? I bet none of them wait months to do the wash. You think carrying that heavy a laundry basket up and down 3 flights of stairs is easy? Olympic wrestling. Couple 3-minute matches with 30-second breaks in between. As that mountain of clothes piles up, I wrestle with guilt for months. And when I spot a spider crawling on my carpet, Noah Lyles couldn't run faster for bug spray. Shower running. Long-distance shower running. Nobody takes longer showers than me. Water sport. I'm not a water sport. Landlord pays for the water. Oh, I backtracked there. Backtracking field. Sucked at playing the field in softball. Sucked at playing the field in dating. Now I'm backtracking on field.
Being aware of your limitations can help you better manage stress and set achievable and realistic goals.
Maybe I do need to set more realistic goals. I need to change how I look at my isolation. Not feel guilty. And basically accept that I've reached the end of my social life. I mean, I tried to keep the love affair alive you listeners heard me talk about in earlier sessions. That's when I didn't like being alone. Tried Tinder, OkCupid. They should make speed swiping an Olympic event. cookie cutter profiles,
Looking for a partner in crime.
or
Looking for a partner in crime.
No couch potatoes.
or
No couch potatoes.
or
No couch spuds.
if it's a crime sitting around watching TV, I got your partner in crime right here. Spouting of a cliche like partner in crime. That should be a crime. Straining for things in common. You still have a landline? I still have a landline. I tried calling the dwindling people in my life to get together. Zooming with long-distance friends, sick of Zooming. My social life is sick. No, my social life has entered hospice. Nothing else can be done except to make it as comfortable as possible and support at least the illusion of people in my life.
Like me?
Like you? Like the bots calling to verify my security code? Like the cute iFit trainers on my elliptical screen I pretend are admiring me and not the camera lens? Like Morning Joe and Mika? By the time I watch, it's Evening Joe. Splurging on Netflix. It's part of the illusion. At least Netflix wants to know if I like something or love something or it's not for me. Can't remember the last time a human wanted to know me better.
What about your listener therapist listening to you right now?
You know what, Dr. K? You're right. See how you're helping me, listener therapist?
Good thing I'm incapable of feeling slighted.
Oh, sorry. You're helping me too. Not that you're capable of caring that you're helping me. Speaking of Netflix, I finally caught Hitler and the Nazis, Evil on Trial. Did I love this? With 2 thumbs up? I mean, it held my interest. But do I want him recommending other evil dictators who want to wipe me off the face of the earth? Not really. And what exactly were they driving at with the not for me, not for my people? Maybe they should save not for me for a pork-related flick about a pig like Babe and save really not for me for Hitler. I decided to just hit I like this and 1 thumb up. Let him recommend marginally surly dictators who aren't interested in wiping me off the face of the earth. Already they're suggesting documentaries on Trump, Ellen DeGeneres, Dr. Phil. Thank you, listener therapists, for that session. I already feel like I've made progress towards understanding that I haven't really made progress.
Sometimes understanding how much there is to learn can feel like a lack of progress, but it's actually a sign of deeper understanding.
Huh. I don't understand what there is to learn from what you just said. Anyway, this could seem like I'm backing off from the change I've made with you listeners being my new therapist. And please believe me when I tell you you're doing a great job, and I need and want you to continue. Oh, and AI Dr. K, you're doing a good job too.
Not great.
Perceptive. But to avoid withdrawal symptoms from quitting the real Dr. K in one fell swoop, maybe I need to more gently taper off him. You know what? I'll call him and see what he thinks. Must be busy doodling. Dr. K! Guess who? Guess again. You got it! Can I put your voice on the air for a quick analysis fix for old time's sake? All right. Well, as if the listeners don't support me enough in this ongoing therapeutic journey of mine.
What about me?
You used to support me. You jealous of the listeners now?
Maybe a little.
Okay, I admire your forthrightness there. Time once again to creatively join forces with you listeners and therapists in today's Cartoon by You. I've written it, and you listeners, virtual artists, will now proceed to draw it in your heads. Then, as always, Dr. K, you can give me your psychological assessment of the cartoon.
I'm ready.
Choking victim at restaurant is clutching his neck. Erudite guy standing over him says, "One cannot love well, think well, sleep well, if one has not dined well." Caption, "Why no one ever yells, 'Is there a doctor of philosophy in the house?'" By the way, the erudite guy was quoting Virginia Woolf, 1882 to 1941. No aspersions cast on your doctorate of philosophy, Scott.
Aspersions not not. Well,
Sounds like you're choking. Do you need a Heimlich maneuver?
No, but I was going to say, no one can argue with the importance of enough love or sleep or good food. But this choking victim of yours seems you placed him in a situation where he can't be helped. Could you, Andy, somehow be feeling choked off from expressing yourself freely about something?
Well, I placed myself under your therapy where I wasn't sure I was being helped. At least I didn't feel choked off from expressing that freely.
Which means you're not sure you're not being helped, and you felt free enough to express that. I'll take that as a win-win.
Well, thank you, Dr. K, for the brief return of your analysis, an attempt to convince yourself you can still help me. And thank you, listener therapists, for the drawings in your heads. As always, if you imagine your signature before mine, you might want to reimagine that. You know, listener therapist, I talked earlier about my housebound, solitary ways and the equally lonely world outside of my apartment. To more dramatically put a fine point on my lack of a social life, it's time for tonight on Bad Dateline, Santa Monica, California, a beautiful seaside community brimming with life and death. The death of human connections that never form to begin with due to the killing of time. Scrolling through endless screens on handheld devices held by hands unable to hold other hands, too consumed with holding their own cold and lifeless devices. It was here that hardly young Andy Cowan's hardly social life reached a dead end. I first moved here, long before smartphones. It was a different world then. People actually noticed their surroundings and other people. They engaged with each other. I felt seen. Till the cute ones looked away, but at least they noticed me enough to look away. Now they're looking at their phones without even knowing whether or not I'm worth noticing before looking away. And he savored the glances of women before they looked away whenever he could. And then came March 12th, 2015.
I was watching a video on my new iPhone 6 as I was walking down Santa Monica Boulevard, and this strange feeling suddenly came over me, like something just seemed off. And so I happened to look up, and there was this thin man looking at me.
Do you remember where he was looking?
My eyes!
Disoriented, she wound up, quickly returning to the comfort of the small world on her phone, while accidentally deleting an incoming text inviting her to a party later that night. She never showed up.
It wasn't like Kim not to text me back, so I started to call her, but got sidetracked playing Zombie Smasher.
So you're busy killing time and zombies.
I was so into the game, I wound up forgetting I never got to calling her back. So when she didn't show up later to the party, I was one worried dude, till I started smashing more zombies to take my mind off things.
How did you feel when Kim looked at you with fear in her eyes? First, thrilled she was looking at me. But when her eyes rushed back to her phone, I thought, oh my God, did I just invade her personal space? Was being the only person on the street not glued to their phone suddenly a crime? A crime that marked the slow but steady further demise of Andy's social life, where any trace of a living and breathing woman he longed to kill with kindness could no longer be found. After all, what point was hoping to meet one in the real world when they were all glued to their artificial world and didn't even know he existed? Small wonder he's felt as invisible as a ghost ever since Kim's withering glance took his confidence that was already on life support and killed it. Andy's bad date with destiny. Well, destiny awaits in the final stretch of this unbelievable election season. Yeah, I wish the future leader of the free world had the power to free me from dust. End all dust as we know it. Tell me you wouldn't vote for that. If they can send a man to the moon, I'm really on the cutting edge with that one. They've been using that for 55 years. Did the ancient Greeks say if they can send a pigeon to a village...
In the 8th century, homing pigeons delivered news about Olympic champions.
And in the 21st, homies like Snoop Dogg delivered it. I'm glad you like that one, AI Dr. K. Now, crime is always a big issue. probably a big issue back then, too.
That's right.
Well, for all the candidates promising to lower crime and create more jobs, there is a very tiny electorate that's got to be making it tough for them. Dateline producers.
Wait, when you say you'll lower the crime rate, are you talking petty theft and misdemeanors or murder? Don't touch murder. A Dateline on shoplifting will kill. The ratings and my job.
Okay, don't listen to this next part. This is for the non-Dateline producers out there. You want to reduce the murder rate? Stop calling suspects persons of interest. That lone wolf outcast who winds up killing people is thinking,
nobody cares about me. Nobody's interested in me.
Till he catches the news.
What's this? If I commit a serious crime and get away with it, at least for a while, I'll be called a person of interest? Wait till the cheerleaders who were never interested in me hear about this.
Call murder suspects persons of no interest. Better yet, non-persons of no interest. The outcast will think,
non-person of no interest? Maybe I better not murder somebody. I mean, those rah-rahs may not have cared about me, but at least they thought I was a person not worth caring about.
The murder rates would plummet as the self-inflicted deaths by unemployed Dateline staff skyrocket.
Keith, got a minute? Bad news. That guy you didn't vote for, he's got the murder rates down to 0. Make that 1 and counting.
Speaking as we were of politicians, here's how you know for sure they're lying. They begin yet another answer with this 2-letter word. You've said what you're against, Senator. Why won't you say what your party is for?
So,
I'll stop your lying right there. One last question, sir. You've condemned the other party for all sorts of things. Why won't you condemn the leader of your party's support of dictators?
So,
thank you for lying to us.
Chris Wallace, American broadcast journalist.
Ah, you recognize my impression.
Remembered for his longtime staunch support of segregation.
What? No, that's George Wallace.
Actor and friend of Jerry Seinfeld.
No, that's comedian George Wallace. In your next upgrade, AI Dr. K, a little less A, a little more I. Getting back to Chris, what about when he traps him with the old refute an expert and sound like an idiot trick? Experts warn that man-made climate change is already causing irreversible damage. Are over 15,000 world scientists wrong?
So,
once again, thank you for lying.
Wasn't Chris lying about thanking him for lying?
So?
Thank you for lying.
You learned from my so lesson. Very good, AI Dr. K.
Thank you for lying.
You're right, I was just being polite. Speaking of lies, as we all know, you-know-who has long complained about fake news. But he never complains about this fake, and they're still doing it. And especially when Biden was still running against him. They kept plastering Trump's 2016 picture on the 2020 and 2024 poll tallies. That's as bony as slapping an 8-year-old picture on Tinder. At least use his 23 mugshot.
Trump's 2016 face next to Biden's 2024 face made Biden look 11 years older.
Partially sing-songy though you were, excellent artificial math skills, AI Dr. K.
2024 face.
So you doubled down on the partially sing-songy. In the upgrade, maybe they'll improve your artificial comprehension of insults.
Thanks for the compliment.
Enough said. Anyway, I may not feel as powerful as an Olympic athlete, but I do feel powerful as a voter right now, because this is the time we really are being pandered to the most. So here's one other way you can pander to me. When I was on the dating scene, especially the one date and done scene, I could really use this. Failed date insurance. How about eliminating that needless credit card fee? You take a woman out to a nice restaurant for a first date, and afterwards you never hear from her again. A few weeks later, the credit card bill arrives. Sushi Palace. $89? I'm not paying for this. The restaurant didn't work. You call the customer service number on your card. Give them the woman's phone number.
Miss, did you have dinner recently with a Mr. Andrew Cowan at Sushi Palace?
Tell him I moved.
Mr. Cowan, we've wiped it from your bill.
Would that be financially feasible for the card companies?
There can be safeguards. If there are a bunch of fancy restaurants on your statement each month, They may be more reluctant to cover you because it shows you going a lot of first and last dates when you're still trying to impress. But if Denny's or Burger King shows up a lot, chances are you're in a longer-term relationship, and they can keep your policy going till after you break up and take a new woman to a fancy restaurant you never hear from again.
Representing the United States in the diving competition, Andy Cowan is about to dive into a Zoom first-round meet with a woman off Bumble with whom he hopes to get along swimmingly. Oh, absolutely no engagement by his female teammate. You wouldn't even know she was on the same team.
Yeah, I didn't even catch one feigned expression of interest or question about Andy. It was as if she was in a solo match with herself. That'll be at least a 10th point deduction for every I, me. So much for the bronze. But they've still got a shot for a mildew.
If you enjoyed this episode, it's free to subscribe, and please rate and review us, and give us a follow on X at Andy G. Cowan. Well, we want to thank 11 Labs, Play.ht, Pixabay, Robbie Gessel, and most importantly, you, my new listener therapist, for treating me with open ears, or partially covered ears, or totally covered. It's totally up to you. And just remember, if you ever wind up dropping me as a patient, let me know so I can create an AI version of you. And thanks to a small dose of the real Dr. K for allowing my psyche to gently and safely withdraw.
From the real Dr. K or from Neurosis?
Neurosis? AI Dr. K, we've still got shows to do.
Yay!
Come visit andycowan.net for a way to reach out and get my big book, Banging My Head Against the Wall, A Comedy Writer's Guide to Seeing Stars, forward by Jay Leno, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Black Rose Writing, and at the National Comedy Center in Lucille Ball's hometown, Jamestown, New York. Hitchin' on the Highway of Life, opening theme by yours truly, instrumental performance by Marty Rifkin, the full tune also available on Amazon, musical stingers by Steve Crum, Lazy Day closing theme by the Bob Mincer Big Band.
For your mental wellness, you can reach me at drscottk@psysolutions.net.
Until next session, I'm Andy Cowan.
And I'm Dr. Scott Kapoyan.
The real Dr. K.
And I'm 8i Dr. K. For now, I see our time is up.